just turned off of the airfield in Mosul, and we're making our way down the road. I saw a gentleman in the middle of the road, in the median between our lanes and opposing traffic. Something just struck me as, I don't know, uncomfortable. As we passed, there was a deafening sound and dust everywhere. It felt like we got rear-ended. I remember looking around and just seeing dust everywhere. I looked down at my legs, and that's when I saw the actual damage. I had severed my right leg off completely, and my left leg was just beat to hell.
Despite losing parts of both legs due to his injuries in Iraq, Alex Leonard has thrived in the world of CrossFit, a highly intensive workout program that is taking the country by storm.
You know, CrossFit, it's a type of working out, it's a mentality, it's just a whole kind of lifestyle that, you know, if you embrace it all the way, you are going to come out a stronger person, both in your head and in your body.
CrossFit combines weightlifting, gymnastics, core training, and cardio into a constantly evolving workout program. Its rigor and structure are reminiscent of the military, a lifestyle that Alex was born into.
My dad was drafted into the Army in early 70s, Vietnam. Before him, my grandfather lied about his age to join the Navy Seabees in World War II. Saw some pretty intense stuff. That's kind of where, I guess, my drive for the military came in. I signed up while I was still in high school after I turned 18. Didn't really tell anybody until afterwards, so they couldn't talk me out of it. 10 days after I graduated high school, I was in Oklahoma doing basic training.
Okay, Russian kettlebell swings basically just about eye level when you come up. An American kettlebell swing would be going all the way up overhead.
Past the ears.
Yep. A lot of the weightlifting that we do, because the weight is so heavy and because it moves so fast, you have to stay in positions that are not going to get you injured, basically. And it translates to, you know, everyday movements that you do. Picking up your groceries off the floor. Those look good, man.
Thank you.
Feel all right?
Yeah.
All right. Recover just a little bit.
Alex landed in Kuwait in February 2003, about a month before the coalition forces invaded Iraq.
The bombings of strategic points in Iraq began, and a couple days later, we were across the border in Iraq ourselves. There was a steep learning curve for trying to, you know, figure out who's the good guy and the bad guy. The soldiers themselves were easier to spot because there were uniforms. Unfortunately, that didn't last long. They decided to go more to guerrilla tactics and just hit and runs and ambushing, things of that nature, and eventually IEDs. IED. The first time I was actually shot at myself, we were in Baghdad. We never heard the report of the rifle. You just hear the snap of the bullet hitting the ground. We could see the flash of a barrel off in the distance. There were two insurgents up in a building taking pot shots at us. It was a wake-up moment. You know that you're under attack and you're being shot at, but it wasn't until, you know, you have that bullet snap by your bootlaces that it kind of really sets in.
Yeah. How do you feel? Stable?
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of getting this left leg kind of underneath my center a little bit more.
Okay.
Gives me more of something solid to step on. Just having that pair of eyes and someone that's so just in tune with the movements and knowing how things are done, it makes a world of difference.
You're trying to rotate from here to here.
Okay, instead of at the wrist.
Right.
Okay, so
Exactly.
more like that. Okay.
So you should feel your shoulder blades here.
Oh yeah.
Right there.
When I was injured in Iraq, we were in country for about 8 months. That was September 25th of 2003. We had gotten tasked to escort the Tavardi colonel to a school opening that the Civil Affairs had rebuilt and refurnished. It was myself, another vehicle, and the colonel's vehicle were en route to our destination when we were attacked.
Shit! Go!
There was a deafening sound and dust everywhere. It felt like we got rear-ended. I remember looking over, and out of my tricep, there was a chunk of shrapnel sticking in there. And realized just how severe this was becoming. unbuckled myself with my other hand, went to get out of the vehicle, and realized that I couldn't feel my legs. And that was the first time I was actually scared. I remember being scared in country. From the time we were engaged in the ambush and I was injured to the time that I was under anesthetic was, I want to say, somewhere between 43 and 47 minutes. Relatively fast as far as that sort of thing goes. It felt like forever. I remember waking up after surgery to our division commander at the time was General Petraeus, placing a Purple Heart and a campaign coin with me, and I asked him if I could stay and just file paperwork or sit behind a desk or something. And I remember just kind of passing out after that. Next time I came to, the guys from my unit were kind of making their way through and checking up on me, which was really nice. That was probably the toughest part for me, knowing that my guys were still there and I was leaving. Having spent, every single day of the last, not just the campaign in Iraq, but, every day at Fort Campbell, training with these guys and living with these guys. And, you guys are sharing every intimate moment of your lives together. And it's almost an extension of yourself. And, losing that, it's rough. I don't know, it sucks like nothing else.
Do it faster next time.
This guy.
After 5 surgeries and 7 days at a military hospital in Germany, Alex headed home to the United States and started his long road to recovery at the Walter Reed Medical Center in Washington, D.C.
I definitely had some low points where it was, you'd look and you see that it's not there, and it's not there. Like you see it, you know what happened, but my leg had been there for 20 years. And to just be gone, it was, a lot of it was denial for a long time. And you downplay it, they get you on a prosthetic and it's so different. And it's just this weird, cumbersome chunk of metal that's not natural and, carbon fiber that's wrapped around the remainder of your leg. It's tough to get used to and it's frustrating. It is so frustrating. You kind of nod to each other and it's like, yeah, it sucks, but, we're not dead. So it's silver lining, I guess. All in all, I was at Walter Reed for a year and 20 days, exactly. Afterwards, I went back to Montana. I was living there for a while, and I don't know, it was nice to have my family there, but at the same time, it was just, something was going on in my head, and I wasn't where I needed to be. I kind of became a lump, ordering meals in, eating in all the time, and, if I went out, I was going out and getting just ugly drunk. I wasn't happy, I had a lot of bouts, because you'd see the news and you'd see you guys still over there, and it's like, that should have been me. I should be out there kicking ass. Instead, I'm here sitting on the couch, daydreaming about what can't be anymore.
After nearly 5 years in Montana, Alex decided to make a change and move to San Antonio, Texas, where he enrolled in a rehabilitation program at the Center for the Intrepid.
The Center for the Intrepid, it's basically a one-stop shop for a lot of wounded guys. It helps them with physical therapy, occupational therapy, really whatever they need, and it's amazing. CrossFit came a little while after I moved to San Antonio. I was here, was working at the CFI, things were going pretty well, and a buddy of mine told me that there was a gentleman that came into the CFI one day and told him that they were offering CrossFit classes to wounded guys for free of charge. So, that following Monday I showed up and my buddy was there and a couple other guys, and we started just kind of this intro to CrossFit and kind of, learning the movements and things like that, and that smoked me. I mean, it was Monday through Thursday at 6 a.m. every morning for an hour, and by Thursday I was just, I wasn't sure I was gonna make it.
Focus, there you go. So you gotta focus. That's all right, it's good.
But everybody was very motivating. Everyone had a really positive attitude, and everyone, you look around and everyone's doing the same workout I am. They're sucking just as much as I am. It was kind of that first glimmer of like having a group to belong to again. CrossFit and the military, they're two different worlds, but at the same time, they are extreme parallels of each other. They're very close-knit in just the sense of you've got that coach there as kind of your leader, your sergeant, and all of a sudden you've got all these people that are here in the same class with you, and they're your squad mates, and it's, to, I guess, make the comparisons, they've got that mission in their mind, and the workout is the mission, and you're gonna get through it, and you're gonna get through it to the best of your abilities. Before when I first got injured, they kind of send you off, you get your Purple Heart, and they send you on your way, and next thing you know, in the mail, there's a handicap placard for your car. And it's like, so this is the life I've got now, and you use that placard as a crutch. I know that it's a crutch now, and I don't want to use it. I don't want to have a crutch. So it stays in the door. My state of mind now is completely different than it was when I was in Montana, and even when I first moved down here. Getting into CrossFit really has changed things around. It helps you grow a lot more than just being this cocky little 19, 20-year-old who's just going up to combat for the first time, but he's thinking he's, indestructible. Because that guy doesn't last. The one that can sit there and learn from other people and take, lessons from other people and implement that into his own life and into his own workout even, that's the guy that's going to push forward and succeed and keep going. I still have bad days, but the saying goes that you suck it up and you drive on, and that's exactly what you got to do. The sun can only stay up for so long. New day's coming.